Hey, Loco sports fans. I'm in different digs, you might notice tonight. On the road for the holidays, hanging out in Alexandria, Virginia tonight, but
Ooh.
still devoted to the cause. The Loco Sports Lowdown goes on mostly because we have a team playing the day after Thanksgiving. Hampton County Hurricanes going to host the lower state championship game in 2A on Friday. So we got to preview that. That's the main thing. But we also had USCB basketball. The women at home yesterday lost a tough game to Lenore Ryan. We can talk about that a little bit and set the stage for what's coming for the Sand Sharks and talk a little high school hoops. We did have a full hour devoted to basketball in the Loco last night on the 1L Hoops Happy Hour, the premiere of that show. Myself, Rob Benson, and Matthew Fisher Davis talking basketball in the Low Country, and that'll be coming at you regularly. But we'll talk a little bit about the high school scene and the Buford girls and May River boys both flexing a little muscle in the Earl Campbell tournament. So we'll discuss that a bit. But and I guess we'll just be thankful for the
Yes.
opportunity, right? This Thanksgiving week. But how y'all boys doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Family in town, so I just had a nice dinner. Had the Italian place, and now just got back and ready to just hype myself up more for what we're going to see in 2 days. I mean, there's nothing like, as I said, having that Thanksgiving dinner and then waking up the next day and getting to cover a high stakes football game for a state spot in the state championship online, and nothing better than having it at home. So I'm pumped for that, and just great to catch up before during this busy holiday week, and I'll talk some hoops because we got a lot of stuff going on. But man, I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays. Ton of food, ton of football, ton of family. I mean, there's nothing much better than that. So, it's one of the more underrated holidays. I think a lot of people,
Yes.
because Christmas is on the horizon. A lot of people will forget about Thanksgiving, and it's a great holiday. Yeah, and there's a lot of reasons why, but I've always loved Thanksgiving. Of course, you get the Macy's parade in the morning, then you got the football games, and then just tremendous opportunity to just be with family and eat some good food and be thankful. And so it's a great holiday, and I feel a lot of people sometimes overlook it.
I'm thankful for a lot upcoming. I'm actually thankful, and I'll be keeping tabs on Max preps and whatnot. But I'm actually thankful to be home for a Friday, for a
Yeah,
change, with helping Javon Livingston out with Loco Sports. With in addition to you guys, helping him out with Buford's Own calling
Yep.
games the last few weeks. I'm glad to have this Friday at home. I've got a very busy week and weekend ahead of me with choral singing, of course, in the Bluffton and Hilton Head areas with the Hilton Head Symphony Orchestra chorus. So that's keeping me busy in addition to everything else, and keeping up to date on all the games that are going on, both locally and high school, college, you name it. I've got the Kansas Tennessee game on right now. This is a great time of year. Lots going on, and for me, it's going to be a little bit more low key. A lot of family and whatnot are out and about traveling, and Sam and I are staying put, but definitely still a lot to be thankful for, especially you three.
you know,
Especially us. We get to be
Sure.
especially tier.
Oh,
Well, thank you,
yeah.
Marquez. Thank you.
How you doing over there, Max? I know you're celebrating a birthday over at your
Yeah.
house.
How about it?
Yeah, yeah. My brother's birthday. Actually, Hilton Head. If y'all can hear me, sorry, my phone's cutting in and out. For my brother's day, going to hang out, spend some time with him.
Right. It's his brother's
You know,
birthday,
just,
and he's going to go hang out and spend some time with him. That's what we got out of that.
Yes.
yeah.
Max is breaking up a little
And I
bit.
got the Hilton Head turkey trot first thing tomorrow morning.
oh yeah,
And go out
So you're
with the
one of
rest of my
those two.
family.
All right.
Yeah, have some fun. I got a picture on group chat. My 12-year-old cousin has a turkey, like one of those inflatable alien suits.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
It's him basically dressed as a turkey, as a big inflatable turkey, and he's going to run the entire 3.1 miles in the turkey suit. So,
that's great. One of the 7 traditions of the holidays, the turkey trot.
Oh yeah, I covered many of those back in the day.
Wow.
Packet.
Wow.
That was a real pain to cover.
Oh wow! So did you have to type in all the results and all that for?
Yeah, in the days before, the digitized results, you would have to go up there and copy down the winners by hand, and then pray that they would email you the results like they said they would, so that you could put them up. Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, but I always met cool people, and
remember one year I ran it a few years back, and it was
ran it together and their tradition or something like that.
I remember running a few years back when I did it with family one year, and it was freezing cold. I wore a couple layers, but
it can go either way.
It's not gonna be, I'll tell you right now,
chilly Friday.
It's going to be chilly in the morning. It's going to be chilly. So it should be fun.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, Max and I had a little fun yesterday over at the Cove. We got to call the women's basketball game for USCB. It was a weird game because it was 1:30 on a Tuesday. It started off, pretty even. USCB took a 4-point lead. I don't know, it was 17-13. I don't remember where it was in the game toward the end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter. And then Lenore Run just took over, went up by 20 and was up 20 with 2 minutes left in the third. And then USCB started to pressure on defense and got steal after steal and bucket after bucket and went to the foul line over and over and over again and got back in it, lost by 4, and missed 17 free throws. So, probably should have been a W. Missed a bunch of layups too, or close ones to the basket. And still almost got out of there with a win against the Lenore Rhine team that I thought looked pretty good. So, it's moral victory, I guess. Not even that. I think we're past that.
Well,
but they look solid. They can play.
Tough to see them fall short in a game like that. I mean, I wasn't there. I wish I would have been, but tough one to knowing that they dominated the fourth. They outscored them 20-7 the fourth quarter. Just couldn't quite start on time. That's tough. So maybe some momentum builders heading into a busy weekend for them because they got Barry, I believe, and they got Barry on Friday and then Eckerd on Saturday. So busy holiday weekend for them. But I'm optimistic about this team. I'm not sure. I think that still they have a chance to compete for a potential spot in the top half of the conference. But I do like what I've seen from a couple of players, in particular. Janiah Hayward has been very productive, put up a double, 10 boards, 12 points in that game. She's a monster. She's such an important factor. Great to see her back, and I think Lydia's starting to raise her game a bit from what I've seen. And then some others who I have been impressed by. This past game, Jada Young was contributing off the bench.
Jada had a stretch where she just took over. It was good to see, and they need somebody to kind of take charge and be that post player. I've never seen her score like that. It was crazy. She got a bunch of easy.
I also have to mention Courtney Campbell had a decent game on yesterday as well. I mean, points won't show it, but she had a good job moving the ball around. But it was a very defensive game from both teams. Really good defensive possessions by both sides. And I think for me, I mean, I look at that game now and I just say, man, if I'm trying to think how many free throws they missed in that game. I think it was like 17 or 18, something like that. And I mean, if they would have made at least 10 of those that they missed, I think we would have been talking about them. Yeah, 5. I mean, even 5 would have been great.
Lost by 4.
And it would have been.
Every free throw matters in a game like that. I mean, that's the one thing. Versip, she's gonna make them dial in on those free throw shooting because
the other thing I was noticing is layups. They just missed quite a few layups that were that were close to the basket as well. Like, just and just some miscues here and there. And I know it's early in the season, but you got conference.
Those minor things can be corrected. For the most part, free throws. I mean, a lot of that's mental and just you're. It's like golf. There's a fine line between the best players in the next tier, just because of the mental side. And I think most of free throw shooting is just having them the mentality. Because
it's a focus thing.
It is.
But I think it's those little things that they can correct if they find a way to pick up a couple more points. They'll be competitive in a bunch of these conference games. It's a tough conference. I'm optimistic they're going to compete to a higher level this year. I'm not sure how many more wins that'll translate to, but it's just great to see a healthy Janai Hayward and a healthy Gattuso start
a healthy team in general. It's just
I'm
been there.
I'm knocking on wood right now, but it's like I'm still fairly optimistic about what this team will do, and I like what Coach and Brady Grogan also. He does some good work with that team as well. I love his energy. He's very enthusiastic.
Good dude.
I'll tell you who had some great energy. Emery Satoris, the head coach over at Lenore Rhine. Man, you want to talk about a firecracker? That
he was working for a month.
Yeah, she is. I enjoyed watching her coach. I mean, she's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. I mean, she did some great things at Mars Hill. It's her first season as the head coach of Lenore Rhine's women's team, and I just I enjoyed watching her. She's definitely one of those coaches who will yell at their players if they do something wrong. It's just it was just really fun to watch her coach and then yell at the refs at the same time. It was really funny.
It was very intense. Sand Sharks get, as you mentioned, Wes, they go down to St. Petersburg, Florida this weekend. They'll play Barry on Friday at 1, and then the host Eckerd College at 3 p.m. Saturday. The guys are also in a tournament type situation at Pembroke, UNC Pembroke, and they will play, let's see here, the host team on Saturday at 4. And then
that should be a good one.
College Pembroke was pretty good last year. I suspect they are again. And then Ferrum at 2:00 Sunday. So that's what we got for the Sand Sharks this weekend. The show brought to you tonight by Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm with us since the beginning, our original sponsor, our official real estate closing attorney, and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. They can help you with all your legal needs at Mickelson Law Firm. And WHHI TV is our partner in local sports and the only television station dedicated only to Beaufort County. You got all the great programming on there. Marcus Walsh calling the games, of course, but Jessica Jeremiah and crew doing a great job with the WHHI News, and you even get to see me from time to time reporting the sports. So thanks to WHHI.
Every day if you tune in, or 4 days a week if you tune in Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, most days. Occasionally we skip a day because it was a slow night.
Sure.
Or whatever, but
right.
For the most
not many.
A good bit. Not many days off. So high school basketball really just starting to ramp up. Not a whole lot has happened there, but we'll come back around to that because our buddy Jeremy Orr has jumped in, and he is, of course, a Hampton County boy through and through. What's up, J.O.?
What's up, fellas?
Well, and we got people already asking who we got on Friday, Hampton or Central. So
you didn't miss it. Don't worry, Rocco.
Might as well get into it right here, right? That's the big game coming up Friday night. One time in them going to be leading them out in the Hurricane Walk about 7:15, kickoff 7:30. This is a really good, two really good football teams, guys. I mean, Hampton, we know what they are. They come in at what are we at, 10-3 now? Does that sound right? Yeah, 10-3.
Yeah.
Have really dominated everybody since that early stretch against Bluffton, Hilton Head, and Christchurch. Haven't had too many close calls at all. They dominated Manning last week, 56-6. So they're rolling.
None of those games were in doubt, and none any of those three games they played in the playoffs. Yeah. There was never any doubt in any of those three games, so they have not been tested up to this point.
Now Central has been tested, and they passed a lot of tests. They only have
Yeah.
one loss. They're 11-1. The one loss was a 1-point loss to Andrew Jackson. They've beaten some quality opponents, and they won a shootout with Philip Simmons last week, 57-47, to get into this game. This is going to be the best team that Hampton's played since that losing streak. I don't have any question about that, and they might be better than one or more of those teams in that stretch. Even this is a really good football team. They've got a tremendous quarterback who does everything. But his name is Dwayne Lew Allen Jr. He's passed for 1,500 yards with 17 touchdowns and 2 picks. And he's also rushed for 657 yards and 9 touchdowns. But they got a whole stable of running backs. So this team's got a real offense. They're going to be able to cause some problems. And I anticipate a high-scoring game in this. Despite as good as Hampton's defense is, I think both these offenses are going to be able to wear the opponent down, and we'll see something.
We have like a
maybe not
57,
47, but I can see it getting up there in the 30s or 40s.
I feel like
this got Hampton by 21. I would take that many points.
I would take the over. I would take the depending on where the over would be. I feel like these offenses have been potent this year, and talk about what Central has been doing. They have like a 3, 4, or 4-headed monster. Even if you add in the quarterback Lew Allen, and then I mean Wilson, Hallman, and Short have all eclipsed the 9 touchdown mark this year. They're all averaging over 9 yards a carry. So this Hampton defense is going to have to find a way to lock in. And I've been impressed with their production in the first 3 games of the playoffs, but I don't think they've seen such a competent offense, especially in the run game, to what this Central team has done. But what Hampton has accomplished, into the end of region play and into the playoffs. I've been impressed by the way they've been handling defensively. Malik Terry, he leads the way. He has been an absolute stud all year, but such an important presence at linebacker and someone who kind of leads the entire defense in a bunch of different ways. But the senior veterans, including Agent Zero, have found ways to step up, and I'm optimistic and encouraged by the way this defense has been playing. And you kind of think that they're going to be able to make a big stop or two in this ball game. But Central has shown that they can run it up and they can catch fire offensively. So it's a very intriguing game. 2 teams with I think 2 teams that like to run it. I think Singletary is. I mean, Hampton County in general, more of a run-heavy team. They've been throwing it a bit, but it's been the Agent Zero show for most of this year, and rightfully so. Singletary has been one of, if not, obviously might be biased, but certainly one of the more valuable players in all of skis in high school league, rather, in 2A this year in the high school league. And so it's a fun matchup, and there's going to be some fireworks in this game. Both these offenses, as I said, have been very explosive, and it could come down to whoever gets hot or in terms of gets momentum late in the ball game and who's able to string together those drives at the end. But it seems like it has all the excitement that you're looking for, and I think Hampton being at home, I mean that's important, especially the home field advantage that they possess, because it is a rock environment, and as I said earlier, you're gonna see folks there from not just Hampton, but Patrick Henry boys should be there. Other Skeeza teams, I'm sure, from the area will be there. Just Lowco in general, like everybody's gonna come out. Everybody's gonna come out because this is the last scene, and they're gonna find ways to support these guys. And I just cannot wait. This is the first lower state final they will host as the Hurricanes. Obviously, they played in one 2 years ago, but that was at Oceanside. And what a great opportunity for this program, this fan base to be able to take in a game like this. It's an opportunity that you can't expect to happen every year. They plan not just getting that Thanksgiving practice tomorrow, which is also always special for a program because only 4 teams in each classification get to do it, but also being able to host a game like this. It's pretty special and something that you'd love to find a way to seize that moment.
No question about it.
Give
Yeah.
us a sense, Jeremy. Give us a sense of how special it is to the folks out there in Hampton County.
I mean, this is probably the most. I mean, we're excited, but I think this is the most we've taken it as like more like business, like because
Right.
they've
We've
been
been here
but it's
before.
like
Now
this time it's more so
this
like
is
get it done. You know, it's not. Oh, let's not
this
be
is
happy for here.
commonplace.
Let's
Like
just actually
we've
get
been
it
to
done.
we've been here before.
Yeah, there's no
Now can we get one
celebration
step
for
further?
making it back
Yep.
here. It's
Right.
the celebration.
Let's
will
win
come.
the dang thing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You've already made it to this point on the mountain before, so I feel that, and it feels like everybody's confident. I mean, everybody in the chat over here is saying 14 and 21 points.
And I wouldn't disagree with that either, because I think this Hampton County team, because I think, yeah, obviously Jalen Singletary has been really the key piece of that offense, but you got to look at some of the other weapons that they have on offense as well, including the quarterback, Mathis. So I think you got to look at, yeah, exactly.
Well, Terrell Grant,
Grant's gonna get
the
popcorn
senior,
already.
yeah, he's
Real.
been. I'll credit him. He's definitely, proved a lot more this year. He's been throwing. I mean, obviously Singletary, 2,200 rushing yards was just absurd. 37 touchdowns. I mean, wait, did that update from the last game?
Yeah, that's just rushing touchdowns.
Okay, that's rushing. Okay,
That's crazy.
and then he had and one more receiving. It says
but I think for me, I think this Hampton County team, I think defense, could play a factor in this game. I think it is going to be a shootout. I agree 100%. It's going to be a shootout. But I think Hampton County's defense is able to make some stops. And I think from what I saw in their game last week, from the film that I was able to look at from their game against Manning, I just saw a defense that took care of business. And I think they attempt to take care of business again on Friday night. I'm going to go off with my pick here because I have to get off here in just a second. So I think Hampton County I think this is one of the better Hampton County teams I've seen in my time working for LowcoSports over the last few years or so. I really like this team, and I just have a really good feeling about this game, especially with what I saw last week against Manning. And I know, look, Central is no joke. I mean, they are probably one of the most versatile offenses that Hampton County will see this year. The only other offense I can think of that may be as versatile, if not more, is both Bluffton and Hilton Head. And I think this is their, this is going to be their first challenge. I think I think we knew where that Bluffton game, where that Hilton Head game was probably going to go. But I think in this one, I think this is the one where I think Hampton County has got to play their best kind of game. And if they don't, it could cause some issues. But I think they do play their best game. I think defense can get some stops. And I kind of agree with the chat here. I think they win by 14.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that if they're able to find a hot streak, possibly like midway through the game, and Singletary is able to really do his thing. But I think Central's going to find a way to get on the board. I mean, Hampton's defense is great, but Central, I've been quite impressed with that offense and how they've been able to run the football. I think this could be kind of a punch for punch, back and forth style of game, in my opinion. But I think at the end of the day, I expect that Hampton is going to find a way to make some things happen or force a fumble because I'm sold on that senior laden defense. I think that they've really seized the moment these last couple of weeks. And I know the offense has been better, but like we thought this main team was gonna really bring it, and Hampton did a good job of shutting them down early. If they can shut them down early and play the defensive level that we saw last week. Against a Central team that certainly had to exert a lot in a week ago, whereas Hampton kind of cruised. I'm starting to think this Hampton defense can be up to an even better level than what we have seen in terms of just big time playmaking in a big game like this. Because you talk about some of those seniors, as I mentioned, Tyler Davis as well has been very impactful. In terms of a versatile piece on that team, and of course there's a couple of guys who play both ways. You look at Mathis and you look at Singletary, they never come off the field because they are those versatile players that you trust are going to make things happen. And Hampton has a ton of those. And you've seen other players step up, especially some big plays offensively in that receiving game, which has really stepped up, because you'd expect with the way Central is going to line defensively that Grants may have to make a couple of important throws in this game, and you've got a guy like Saab who has shown that he can come up with some big receptions, and then Desmond Mathis as well. So I think Hampton's offense is a little bit more than just Singletary. They have a couple of impactful weapons out wide, and I think their offensive line has been doing a decent job. More than that, they've been doing a great job in giving lanes for Singletary. So going into this game, I think Central is I mean, they are the best team left other than Hampton County. I kind of expected them to knock off Phil Simmons, even though Simmons was having a great year. This Central team at one point was number one in the poll in 2A. They lost to Andrew Jackson, a 1-point loss, which, those kinds of games happen. I'm sure they have learned a lot from that. So not going to be an easy team to go up against at all. This is obviously, in my opinion, the two best teams in the lower state, as it should be, playing for a spot in the state championship game. But I think Hampton's kind of learned a lot too from those games again. And I think you point out this a couple last week, but playing Bluffton, playing Hilton Head, these games they've picked up some things. I think they've gotten better because of those games.
Yes.
And I think that's going to really help them in a game like this. But I think it's going to. I expect to come down the fourth quarter. I expect it to be within 1 or 2 scores. But I think Jalen Singletary is going to find a way to make his mark and deliver that knockout blow sometime late in the game to push Hampton to that state championship game next week. I'll say the Canes by about 10 or 11, and somewhere between 1 and 2 scores. But I think that's kind of about where I see it in a higher scoring game. Like take the over. Both teams will more than likely hit, if not 30, mid-20s for sure, but it could be a lot more high scoring than that.
Well,
we will not be live streaming. We don't really do that.
Unfortunately, I was hoping we could get it live streamed, but unfortunately, it's not.
And also, Rob Hanna doesn't really do that. He wants everybody to come to the game.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
he's
what.
not into all that.
I respect that, and we will be there. Max and I will be there, and Jeremy, you will be there as well.
Yep, I'll be right there.
Awesome.
And we're coming up with some kind of a plan for me to sort of somehow host in studio, me and Marcus maybe with you guys on the ground, and maybe somebody's doing interviews and somebody else keeping us updated. We're gonna figure it out.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna leave y'all to it, and appreciate y'all for having me on. And I will see you guys on Friday night.
Have some birthday cake for us. Say happy birthday to Jack.
Happy birthday.
I'll see you guys later. Go Lowco.
Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Yeah, you guys too.
Max Araj, everybody. Jeremy, is it a given that you're picking Hampton?
Yeah, I'll go Canes 42-28.
All right.
Yeah.
The thing,
I absolutely see that.
The thing that I see with this particular matchup certainly is the defense. And in taking a look at the schedule that they've had, talking about Hampton, they had that 3-game stretch where they lost 3 in a row to Bluffton, Hilton Head, and Christchurch, where they gave up no less than 31.
Right.
Then they had 3 shutouts where they scored 43, 56, and 50. They gave up 12 against Whale Branch and then 22 to Lake City to finish out the regular season. And they've given up 10 and 6 so far in the playoffs. Kind of a streaky team when you take a look through.
Yeah.
Kind of a streaky look, especially on the defensive side of things, just in terms of the points that are given up. They're on a hot streak right now. And I mean, I'm definitely not going against Hampton when they've got Agent Zero and those guys. Coach Rob's doing a great job with them. And I think they're going to get it done. I could see them winning by 10 easily. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'll go 41-31 Hampton County over Central.
All right, I like these picks. I am concerned just about Central. I think they're pretty good. Um, I'm not picking against Hampton, but I am a little less confident maybe than you guys are. That 57 points on Philip Simmons scares me, man.
Oof.
Philip Simmons has been a pretty tough defense, and they put a bunch on him. The quarterback was phenomenal. I do have a lot of faith in whoever Singletary's guarding ain't getting much, and whoever Dez is guarding ain't getting much. So I think they can force them to I don't think they're going to be able to throw it on them a whole lot. So I think they're going to force them to the run, and that's Hampton stops the run pretty well. But I think Central's going to get some. So I'm going to say a one-score game.
Yeah.
Let's go 40-34. I'll go 40-34 Hampton. I think it's going to be a wild one. The defense could prove me wrong for sure, but no, you were talking about it earlier, Wes, and I was thinking of an analogy. Jalen Singletary is the fastball. You're going to establish the fastball, and if they can't hit the fastball, then all they're getting is the fastball. If they prove they can hit the fastball, then we're going to have to mix in some off speed, and you're going to have to throw some passes, and you're going to have to show some different looks. But against most of their opponents, you didn't see much on film because all they did was throw the fastball, and they couldn't hit it. And so, we'll see if Central can handle that because not many teams have stopped him yet. And if they can't stop him, then it's curtains. But should be a good one. I'm jealous of you guys. I think that's why I'm trying to manifest some sort of a live show so that I feel like I'm there, even if I'm not. And I get to have the experience. But we're all in lockstep. We're going Hampton, of course.
Yep.
What are we going to pick for our football season to lose a game to end?
No,
Not a chance.
No, I pick we're gonna have one more week. I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil says one more week of football season. All right, so that's it for football. And Miss Grant will send us a live. All right, yeah, we'll pull that in too. We'll make sure we're staying in touch with the game over at Hampton. So high school hoop season off and running. We had a few results over the last few days, including Hilton Head boys beating Benedictine pretty bad. Even with the football guys just coming back, that was impressive. Let's see, what was the score of that? It's right here somewhere. They beat them 58-36. So
convincing from Shane Brown's team.
I also saw Hilton Head Prep boys put up a big number. They put up 81 points. A team that we thought was graduating a lot.
Well, we've seen them reload in the past, and even though they lost Ty Harpering, this group finds a way to recharge very quickly, and that's the new coaching staff. So that's it's impressive stuff from them. Even though this is a perennial team that knows how to play well. Different coaching staff stepping right in and finding ways to prove. So that is very encouraging. In terms of what we've seen from the Seahawks as well as the Dolphins. I'm looking forward to diving into these schedules. A lot of some local and local matchups coming up throughout the early part of the year. Although
tournaments too.
Playing a couple of teams from Georgia. They're playing Richmond Hill, St. Andrews, and Savannah Country Day. A couple of Georgia teams, and then Benedictine again before they host Ridgeland coming up on Friday the 12th. And we'll mention to see what happens from there with a couple of these squads. But yeah, I'm excited. Normally I have to really run through the schedules a bit more, but we do historically these last few years we've had a lot of area teams going up against each other, which is always fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of that coming up for sure. So far, the big takeaway from the Earl Campbell tournament was May River boys ran through it. They played Ridgeland, Hardyville, and Whale Branch, and won all by about 38-41 points. So they They ran through it.
Look out.
Yep.
Yeah, year 2 for Kyle Bennett. He's got that system in place. He's got guys understanding it. He's got them out there running motion and replacing each other and getting open looks and knocking them down. And they look pretty good on film. What I looked at, they look crisp. They'll see better competition, obviously, but they look pretty crisp. And then the Buford girls are going to be a real menace with
Yep.
Myra Brown joining the fold
How
over there,
about it?
young guards and some veteran leaders as well coming back. They're going to be pretty deep and should run the region. I mean, the area. Whether they're better than Bishop
Brett
England.
May River, we got a good one next week as well. On the 3rd, I believe that's next Wednesday. Hilton Head Prep hosting May River at 6:30.
A guys' game will be really fun.
Yeah.
The girls' game will be competitive, but not great. Both teams are still kind of finding themselves, but that'll be good. Ridgeland, Hampton County. The Hampton boys are going to be really fun once they get all the football players back. I don't know what they got out there right now. Not a whole lot. Have you been over to check out
it's tough when your football team's playing this deep.
They even bothering to practice yet? I mean, Coach James is still at football practice, and most of his team is too.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Only thing I've seen is media day.
I might have to get out there. I was originally going to kind of wait and see how the WHHI schedule worked out. Obviously, we've got a bunch of other business that we're trying to tend to before Christmas. May River at Hilton Head Prep, you said next Wednesday at 6?
Wednesday,
guys,
December the 3rd. Yeah,
guys and girls. I might have to get out there for those because I have no doubt that we will see.
Let's see,
Hilton Head
6:30
Prep
p.m.
and
Normally the guys' games start around 7 or.
Yeah, they don't.
It'll be 6:30 and 8.
Girls' game on the schedule.
Is there a
Okay,
girls'
so
game?
just guys.
Is it just guys? Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
That happens early season.
It's because some teams have different schedules early in the year, so it's
correct.
It's definitely possible that it's just a standalone guys game.
I think I'll have to, regardless of who's playing and how many teams are playing, I think I'll have to get out there because that seems like that's going to be
that might
very
be one of the
legitimate
games
basketball. So again, we'll find out our schedule and whatnot come the next few weeks, hopefully. And there's some other stuff in between that I have to tend to before heading off to Ohio and then getting ready for Christmas here. But May River, Hilton Head Prep Wednesday. I think I'm going to have to try to get out there next week. Thank you for putting that on my radar.
Yeah.
If you hop in the shared document now, I've got most, if not all, the schedules in there now. Last night, a couple of games last night, St. Andrews girls beat May River 46-36. PJ Benson from Cross is now over at St. Andrews. They look pretty solid for Georgia. Northwood Academy blew out JP2 girls 73-45.
Wow.
JP2 looks to be one of the better girls teams in the area, but Northwood is a unit. They crushed them. But JP2 boys won 66-33, and we mentioned Hilton Head beating Benedictine on the boys side 58-36. Mentioned that May River boys ran through that tournament. So did the Beaufort girls. They beat Whale Branch 71-53 in the final game. They had a closer game with somebody, I thought. No, they hammered May River as well. And we won't even mention what they did to Hardyville. It was war crimes. But so Beaufort girls are looking good. And still a lot of teams we haven't really gotten a look at yet. Bluffton boys should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Skinner back, of course.
With Harry Skinner coming back. Ethan Foster's over there now from Hilton Head Christian. So they've got some juice. And then Hampton boys are ranked 5th in 2A, but Darius Brooks is just like shooting around by himself right now while he waits for the football boys to come join him. I don't know. There's probably a few of them in there, but Darius is their dude. He should be the guy this year. He's one of the top 5 players, seniors in 2A, according to South Carolina Basketball Coaches Association. So Estill boy, like you, J.O., I remember him bursting on the scene as a freshman.
Another cousin.
That last Estill team. That was a fun group. But What else we got, boys? Anything else jumping on your radar?
I'm sure wrestling season is on the verge of
Yeah. I
getting
did see
going.
a couple of results from wrestling. I saw that Hilton Head and Battery Creek wrestled, and Hilton Head beat Battery Creek 44-32 in a duel. So
Two
pretty,
strong programs over the years there.
yeah.
Battery Creek's always in the mix in 3A.
Well, in a
Past.
12-point result in a
Yeah.
wrestling match, one
It's nothing. It's like
match
what like
from
swing
a
2
pin one
matches
way
and
to a
yeah,
pin
like
the
right.
other way
Yeah.
is 12 points.
Yep.
So it's not that big of a
Not at
a
all.
big
These two
thing.
teams are pretty close in terms of it's going. That's good to see for Battery Creek.
Yeah.
Hanging right there with a solid 4A team. But May River's the gold standard, and excited to see what Ashley Powell and those guys have as they get ready to get going. And I'm sure he has a pretty difficult schedule lined up in terms of getting them ready to defend their title.
Yeah, they've
We'll
got home
see.
matches Wednesday against a couple of Georgia schools.
And
What's that?
I'm not quite tuned into the wrestling like you guys are, but we'll see how Battery Creek does this year. I tell you what, they could really use some good news on that campus. And I know I've talked about it certainly with the way the football team has been the last couple of years and whatnot. And I don't mean to belabor it, but you
Right.
know, basketball as well. I'm going to be keeping my eye on both the basketball teams too. They could use some really good news because that is a fine school with fine folks around the athletic department and whatnot. I had a chance to meet Liz, earlier this fall as I had a couple of Battery Creek game or one Battery Creek game. So, got to meet her and see what she was doing with the state of the program and whatnot athletically. And they just could use some feel good
Yeah.
news
I think they'll
heading
get
into
some. I think
2026.
the guys will be pretty good, but they just play in that brutal region. You usually have 3 top 10 teams in there. So, but they played Wando to a 10-point game the other night. That was a good
That's
look from
impressive.
them. The girls, I think they're still going to be pretty young, but hopefully improving. And the wrestling team's solid. They're a top 10 team in Class 3A. They got 8 returning state qualifiers, and 6 of them are sophomores. So they're going to be good for a while. You can always count on Battery Creek Wrestling to be good for you. They've got a great tradition. They've won a bunch of state championships back in the day. No pun intended. Under Nate Day, the late great Nate Day, an all timer, that guy. But yeah, you can count on Battery Creek getting some good news from that wrestling program this year. They got some good kids for sure.
Good deal.
And then the big wrestling event on our radar will be next week, not this coming weekend, but the next December 6th at
Right, the Hilton High tournament.
That'll be the Low Country Championships, or I think they're called the Beaufort County Championships, but
Okay.
Hardingville will
That's
be there.
still at
too.
Hilton, right?
Yeah, and that's a great event. It'll be
Yep.
middle school on Friday night, and then
nice.
varsity JV and girls on Saturday.
Cool, busy day over there. Yeah, that's like really the kickoff in a way to
Yeah, it's like
wrestling
our
season.
Daytona. It's like our Daytona 500. It's like a major, but it's the first week of the season.
Daytona, it's like Augusta. It's like
Yeah,
big time, big time first.
so it's
first
cool.
week. Yeah,
It's really designed to just make sure everybody in the area gets an opportunity to get at least 2
although
matches.
maybe the Shark Invitational is the real Augusta. That's a quality tournament.
Well, yeah, that's like our U.S. Open. That's
right, sure.
That's a big time.
Yeah.
Not everybody in the area can even hang in that one.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of deal.
Yep.
But May Rivers, they're on that level, and they put on a great event with some serious competition from throughout the Southeast. So looking forward to that for sure. All right, well, let's get into our parting thoughts then. Thanks to Hudson Seafood House on the Docks for their sponsorship, and they are the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, and a great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island. Check out Under the Bus on the YouTube, on the Lowco Media YouTube channel, and check out Hudson Seafood House on the Docks right on Skull Creek. Can't beat it. Shout out to HHI Windows and Doors, Coach Barron and crew, improving your view of the Low Country, and as well to Twinge and Twombly, our personal injury attorneys in Beaufort with the rare name, who provide remarkable service. Call on Twinge and Twombly. We've also got Reverence Wrestling Club, the presenting sponsor of our wrestling coverage and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. And, of course, Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Jeremy, we'll let you lead us off tonight. You got a parting thought for us?
Parting thought.
What's good, Bo? What you know about? What you doing? What's the best food you're going to eat tomorrow? Come on, give me some parting thoughts.
Best food always Granny's mac and cheese. That's always what
Nice.
my mind is always
Yep.
ready to go.
I gotta go with the stuffing. The family stuffing. There's something.
I do love it.
Something in that family.
Yeah. But I'm really in it for the pie, though.
No, the pies are always good too. No doubt.
Pies are good. We'll see what's going on at Sea Pines tomorrow. I'm having Thanksgiving with a bunch of Sam's family because, as I said, my mom and dad are heading up to Ohio for a few days and then to New Hampshire. But just in general, one of my absolute favorites that my mom makes that is just dynamite is corn bake. But I mean, cranberry sauce, some sort of potato dish. I'm a little bit more in line with the sweet potatoes rather than mashed potatoes. I feel like I'm Mel Kiper talking about Thanksgiving dishes.
I like that.
And then obviously turkey. You just can't beat that. So we actually kind of did Thanksgiving with my mom and dad on Sunday. So we've got some leftovers that I'm sure we'll eat in the early part of tomorrow.
I can't get the.
It's all good stuff.
I can't get the Adam Sandler Thanksgiving song on my head because it came out.
A turkey for me.
No.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah,
classic.
You got anything else you want to part with, Mark?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. You're talking about Twinge and Twombly, and Jeff Riley did a great job getting you that. Yeah. He also sent this to me. I happened to see it as well, and I'll let you all know ahead of time based off whatever happens at the beginning of next week. But you have a chance to meet some of the Savannah Ghost Pirates from 4 to 7 on Tuesday, of next week. I may try to do this, whether I cover it or not, over at the fairly new local Legends Brewing Company. They're on Hilton Head. 4 to 7, the Savannah Ghost Pirates will be there. If I can find a cameraman, chances are I'll be there too, covering it for the WHHI News. But I'll let them know about it certainly on Monday. Big deal, and they keep on having great crowds for sure.
Yeah, they're doing.
We talk so much about what the Bananas do.
They feed off
the Ghost
the bananas,
Pirates. The Ghost Pirates are doing some fine stuff too.
Yeah, but I do think a lot of their success kind of fed off from the Bananas, and it's obviously not a not a market you'd expect to be a good hockey market, but there actually are a decent amount of hockey fan transplants around here. So
sure,
and it's
just got the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, I mean that's the closest NHL team to where
Florida
we are.
dominates.
We're currently losing to the New York Rangers, as I say this, but it's good to see an ECHL team thrive here. I mean, there's some teams in South Carolina, but pretty cool. I mean, obviously, especially since they're the only like actual pro team because the Bananas are a league of their own.
Yes,
like no pun intended. And then obviously the Saint Nets are long gone. So the Ghost Pirates are the only pro team as of now. Unless there's someone I'm not thinking of, which I think there might be one. I don't know, a different sport. I'll have to ask around. But sure. I know the only one I know of are the Ghost Pirates. But that's pretty cool.
There was one more that I had. We were talking earlier about things that we're thankful for. Of course, I'm thankful for you guys, the family and friends that I've met along the way here in the Low Country, and of course the situation that I'm in now here in Bluffton. But some sad news out of my youth that came to the forefront today. My first grade teacher recently passed away. Her obituary was in the Canton repository that my dad still gets on his phone. And Mrs. Karen Marsh, what a teacher she was, especially because she had to, settle me down and keep an eye out on me. Certainly I was kind of talkative and a little bit definitely a lot of fun, but she was one of a kind, a great teacher for sure, and just a very caring and genuinely gracious and generous human being. And I had a chance to get to kind of rekindle that spirit as well with her years later. Her son, who was a classmate of mine, ended up playing on our high school basketball team when I was the manager there at Perry High School. So my junior year, Jeff was a senior, and she was one of the team moms. So they always cooked food for us or had food brought in, the night before our games on Friday. So I got to kind of rekindle that student teacher relationship with her then years later as a high school kid, and was definitely saddened by this news this afternoon. Rest in peace to Mrs. Karen Marsh. She was definitely one of a kind, a very, very good soul, and she will be missed for sure.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Great tribute. First grade teacher
Yep.
has a lot to do with who you are. I mean, no question
You
about
cannot
it.
emphasize
Yeah.
more about how important teachers are, especially those that I think kindergarten, early first grade is a big year because it's like your first year is in the normal classroom setting where you have like like normal stuff that goes on. And I think that's a big transition year. So that first
It
grade,
is.
second, third grade, I think those
Obviously,
3
you
years. I mean,
remember her very
yeah,
well. So
yeah, you
Yep.
and you remember like I remember the
yeah,
names of my first through fifth grade teachers. I mean, you don't forget them. You don't forget those years because they're very important years in terms of growth as an individual, as a student, all that. So take one with be thankful for your teachers. That's a good
yeah. Amen.
Thanksgiving
Absolutely.
segue. I have a couple of things. First off, obviously we talk about Hampton County, but it's a big week throughout the state. Lower and upper state championships going on. Starting in 5A, you got a big one between Dutch Fork and Dorman. Dutch Fork, of course, lost to Oceanside, which was pretty crazy. Maybe not as crazy as you'd think, but still sent shockwaves
Yeah.
for sure. But
Anytime
they've
Dutch
kind of
Fork loses,
they've
it
used
just
it to right the ship in a way. They crushed Boiling Springs and crushed Burns. They shut out Burns, and then they play Dorman, which should be a great matchup. You got Somerville and Jamestown. How about Somerville? That's a good to see that team. Great history of that squad, but James Allen, I don't know. I kind of feel like I like the James Allen Trojans in this game. I feel like James Allen's been on a whole different stratosphere this year. I
That one's
don't
going
know.
to be worth the price of admission, I predict.
I don't think I can go against James Allen, but that's a terrific game.
Yeah.
You got in the other division, 2A or Division 2, Northwestern Indian Land, and then Irmo taking on Berkeley. Irmo's a fantastic year. Building off what that Little League team did in the summer, Irmo High School football has been on a nice run as well. And then Northwest Indian Land, I don't know. I think Northwestern has that one in good shape. Indian Land has had a nice year as well.
I believe that's where Terrence Ash is, isn't it?
Is that
Indian
correct?
Land? Yeah.
I think that's where he's at Indian
That's
Land.
accurate. Yeah.
Okay. And sadly, 4A Hilton had almost got that ticket punched to play in the lower state final, but
So
it'll be
close.
South Florence and Gray Collegiate, which should be a terrific game. I feel like that one could go either way. I mean, Gray has shown that they can play up to a high level, explosive style of football. South Florence, they've crushed everyone for the most part, and they're looking formidable. I feel like we are on I still think it's going to happen, but it looks like pretty much all 4A this whole season. It felt like we would have a collision course between South Point and South Florence. I think those are the top the best two teams, and I don't see Westside beating South Point. I wouldn't be as shocked if Gray knocked off South Florence, but
I was going to say, it might be recency bias out of me because I called that game for Beaufort's Own last week, but I wouldn't sleep on Gray, folks. Gray Collegiate is a doggone good football team.
That freshman quarterback, he's something special.
He's really good.
Right? He's
got a couple of great runners too.
Yeah. Powdersville versus Belta Honia. I like Belta Honia in that one. But Powdersville team that played Buford a couple of years back in the state title game. That's a good program. Oceanside, I think they'll handle Loris. Land Sharks have been on a tear. Even in 3A, they've been pretty dominant. And then 2A, of course, we got the Hurricanes taking on Central, and the winner of that one will face either Fairfield Central or Strom Thurmond, which I think could be anyone's game as well. Strom has been they've been pretty solid in the back half of the year, but Fairfield Central, I don't think they're that far off from where Strom Thurmond is. So I think that one could also go either way. I think it's up for grabs between those 4 teams. Any of those 4 teams can win it all, in my opinion.
Yep.
And then 1A, Louisville against Lamar, and then those Raiders of Bamberg are taking on Cross, and I think Bamberg Earhart right now is the favorite in 1A. I'm intrigued to see what happens between Louisville and Lamar. That one could be a toss up in my opinion. Although I really like the way that Lamar has played this year. Louisville knocked off Abbeville, so Louisville has shown that they can rise to the occasion. But that Lamar team is pretty solid, so that should be an interesting one. But I do expect Bamberg Earhart to beat Cross, and should be a very interesting weekend across for Friday night to see who will be left standing as we Yep. And then I do have one more parting thought that I saw a couple days ago, and I wanted to make sure to share it. If I can find it. Congratulations to our good friend from WJCL, Amy Zimmer. She shared that she has been selected as an official Heisman Trophy voter, which I thought was kind of
wow. Good for her. That's awesome.
Yeah, she tweeted earlier this week that I've been selected as an official voter for the Heisman Trophy. And she says it's one of the best rewarding parts of her career so far, and obviously it certainly is. So big congratulations. That is quite the honor to be able to earn that opportunity to vote for the Heisman Trophy. So congratulations.
She has also agreed to come speak to my class at
Awesome.
Hardyville sometime this month or next month in December. So
nice.
I'm glad that we can now add that to the introduction. She's a Heisman Trophy voter. Really, really awesome reporter and person. I've really enjoyed getting to know Amy over the years. All right, boys. Well, I don't have much to add to all those parting thoughts. So I'll just say that, I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And I hope you're enjoying your downtime. Somebody mentioned in the Instagram comments, it's one of the few holidays that feel like you get to actually slow down for a couple of days. And you don't have to go. It's kind of go and get there and chill out and just be. And I'm grateful for a lot. Certainly grateful for the opportunity that we have to do what we do and shine a light on the teams and student athletes in the Lowco. Grateful for the opportunity that I continue to have to do what I like to do. Not everybody gets to do that. So definitely grateful for that, and grateful for the time spent with family this week, and just all the relationships built through sports in our community. I mean, I know so many people, I have so many friends and people I can call on in this community, and I wouldn't know almost any of them if it wasn't for sports in some form or fashion. So certainly appreciate that thread through our community. So well, thanks, guys. It's been fun. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make it possible, especially the OGs, Mickelson Law Firm, and the newbies, but not really, WHHI TV. It's just become official, but we've been partners for a long time. So
long time.
So happy Thanksgiving, you and yours. Stay tuned. We'll do something Friday night, some kind of live check-in show from Hampton County, where we'll have boots on the ground and hopefully be reporting on a historic night. Yeah, boots on the ground. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean I got my boots on the ground. Is that what you're going for? Is that why you was giggling? Yeah. I know that one. It's a good one. I don't know the dance. You'll have to teach me the dance someday. So when I make it to the trail ride, I don't embarrass myself.
Oh yeah, the country song. Now I now I understand.
but it's a trail ride song. But all right, well, we'll see you Friday night from Hampton. I'll be from Virginia, but plausibly from Hampton.
I'll be
there in
here from
spirit.
home.
That's right. So
Good
until
old
then,
London.
for Marcus Walsh, Jeremy Orr, and Wes Kerr, and
Max Araj.
and the departed Max Araj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.